that accomplishing something big is always unbelievable. And when you're in the middle of something, it always seems excruciatingly hard. But that's why you can continue to push the envelope, because you learn and grow through an experience. And then once you get to the other side of that impossible experience, more becomes possible because you've had experiences, and now you're a different person if you've chosen to learn the lessons and apply them to the journey.
For some people, completing a full Ironman triathlon is a bucket list goal. Many people finish one Ironman, check it off their list, and move on. Others might train hard to do a few Ironmans every single year. Heck, some of us will never even make it off the couch, but James Lawrence is different. James, better known as the Iron Cowboy, just completed the Conquer 100 challenge. That's 101 full Ironman triathlons in 101 consecutive days. Yup, you heard that right. That's a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and a full 26.2 mile marathon run every single day for more than 3 months. That's total of 14,000 miles. And yeah, he's pretty tired.
I feel much better than I did after we had just finished. We're still definitely in the recovery process. You can imagine the toll it takes on your body to do that consecutively for over a quarter of a year. It's a big demand on the body, a big ask of the mind.
An undertaking like this isn't anything new for James. He's been pushing himself to complete these insane challenges for more than 10 years. In 2010, he set the world record for the most half Ironman triathlons completed in 1 year. He finished 22 races in 33 weeks. 2 years later, he broke the world record for the most full Ironmans, finishing 30 races in 11 countries. And in 2015, he completed 50 full Ironmans in 50 consecutive days in 50 states. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. James has also ridden his bike to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. He ran 235 miles across Greece, and he competed in numerous extreme triathlons. He also broke the Uberman course record by more than 40 hours with the help of MySwimPro ambassador Catherine Breed. He earned the nickname Iron Cowboy, inspired by his kids.
Just kind of organically happened over time. During the 2012 world record, my kids would come to a lot of the events. And if you've ever been to an Ironman event, they're terrible for spectators. And so I started to wear a cowboy hat during the marathon portion so that my kids could see me coming. And it just got dubbed the Iron Cowboy, and it kind of stuck.
When it came to training for the Conquer 100, James had a really solid base already, but he had to put in some finishing touches on his fitness before the challenge could kick off.
And then we did a pretty intense 4-month camp leading up to this, and it was a lot of swimming, biking, and running, and strength training.
He trained 30 to 40 hours a week. That's a whole lot of swimming, biking, and running. When it came to the swim leg of each day's triathlon, James took an interesting approach.
In full distance triathlon racing, the swim is a formality. If you're trying to finish, complete it, it really doesn't matter if you're 5 minutes faster or 5 minutes slower. It's a matter of getting out on the bike, and then the work begins.
To build his swim fitness, James swam with the local masters group 3 times a week. He swam for 1 hour and 15 minutes for each session. Each day during the challenge, James had to swim about 4,000 yards, so he and his team decided to break up the distance.
So we did that because on the 50 we had blown my shoulder out because of the increase in volume so quickly. And that happens for me if I swim long distances straight and then compound it on a daily.
He stuck with a comfortable pace, swimming 4100s on a 2-minute interval. Just swimming 4,000 yards a day would make anyone hungry, but the Iron Cowboy had many more calories to burn after this swim. He had to eat between 8 and 10,000 calories each and every day to keep his body fueled. He chose to eat real meals to hit his caloric target and keep his body in prime condition.
I don't think it's smart or even possible to do this on goose, right? You just get so sick of that high sugar. And, it's because you're not just fueling for today, you're fueling for tomorrow's full distance, Saturday's full distance, 2 weeks from now. And so you have to keep that in mind, that you're constantly fueling for the future.
Along with nutrition, sleep was a huge priority. James got to sleep in his own bed, which helped him clock an average of 6 hours per night.
That didn't mean quality sleep. That just meant my head was on a pillow.
Reflecting back on the Conquer 100, James says that this challenge was 100% mental and 100% physical.
You've got to have an insane mental game, but you can't pull a broken, unfit, unhealthy body through that type of physical effort if you're not physically fit. And so you gotta have your game on both of them.
But James is driven by an innate desire to do the impossible.
And when you're in the middle of something, it always seems excruciatingly hard. But that's why you can continue to push the envelope, because you learn and grow through an experience. And then once you get to the other side of that impossible experience, more becomes possible because you've had experiences, and now you're a different person if you've chosen to learn the lessons and apply them to the journey.
While James gets all the glory for achieving the impossible, he couldn't do it alone. He credits his team, his family, and the community for their incredible support. Along with a dedicated buddy by his side for each leg of the Conquer 100, James invited the community to race with him, encouraging people to show up for the swim, the bike, or the run each and every day. And boy, did people show up.
And we were just humbled with how many people from around the country flew in, and then the message we got from international was insane. And so that became the team, and you keep fighting every single day for the team.
On the heels of this incredible accomplishment, James is scaling back on the endurance challenges in favor of more family time and an extra focus on coaching, writing, and speaking projects. And we don't blame him. After that much hard work, he has certainly earned some downtime. But we don't think he'll be gone for long. While James has achieved something that many people never thought was humanly possible, he's far from done. I expect we'll see him back out there soon, pushing the limits of both his body and his mind.